Okay, we are live. What is going on, everybody? How are all of you tonight? I just want to make sure that I get everything situated. Turn down the volume. How is everybody? Good to see you guys. I appreciate you coming. Um, Tonight should be a fun night. Michael I, what's going on, pal? Good to see you. Silver Madness, always good to see you. Exploring with the Nug, what's going on? Mia's Coins, hey, how are you, Mia? We've also got Big Bank, Little Bank. Hey, what's up? Yeah, you could be seen, buddy. I see you. Big Bank, were you having problems the other day in silver giveaways? I know that they were experiencing some issues with their live streams. Ever since that thing that went down the other day with what the heck am I touching here? Oh, boxes. Ever since this weird update or something that happened with YouTube, there's been a bunch of kind of like glitches. So it's been odd. Um, yeah, Big Bank, you're good, buddy. I see you. No worries. Let me turn this down too. So, how's everybody doing? We Tonight is going to be a little bit different. As you could tell, maybe some of you noticed with the thumbnail, I am switching gears. It was your stream 2 weeks ago. I come to chat and couldn't type. Really? Big Bank, I'm wondering if there was something with filters, but I see you, Big Bank. What's going on, Lee the Nerd? I just watched your vlog from the other day. Oh, so see, Big Bank, Mia's having issues with her messages. Yeah, and then yesterday, in what do you call it? Tazzy's here. Oh, hey, Tazzy. What's going on, Tazzy? It's hard for me to see you guys if you don't type my name completely, and I I took out the word "the" in my name, thinking that that would save you guys a little bit of typing. Stacking Stormtrooper is a bit long to type. I understand, but I saw it there. Good to see you. Pew Pew says, exploring with the Nug. Barbara, good to see you. What's going on? Oh, Bill Gibson is here too. I didn't see Bill walked in. What's going on, Bill? Good to have you here, my friend. Um, so tonight, I was saying, while people are coming in here, is going to be a little bit different. Stacking Nerd, hey, tonight's going to be a little bit different in that, well, first of all, some of you may or may not know that Novus and I are looking to kind of not really do Street Meets Geek anymore. We didn't have any sort of fight. We didn't have any sort of disagreement or anything like that. We're in fact still just as good friends, and I still am meeting up with him in about 10 days. But it comes down to basically just life in general. He's a busy man, as am I, and the two of us trying to pin everything down. With my two kids, he's always out and about working and enjoying the nightlife. So it gets to be a little bit challenging when you're kind of juggling the two schedules. And Yankee and he and I still have our every other week routine, and I'll still be doing the once a month thing with Guido, but just doing a weekly show with somebody when both are busy was challenging. And he and I both knew this going in, but we wanted to try it out. And we had a lot of good laughs while we were doing it, and we probably still will do some streams together down the road. But that's kind of why you're seeing that it's a solo geek mission tonight. But Novus, obviously, he's loved by all of us, and he's always welcome in here. He knows that. Lee the Nerd says, took out the, and I refuse to change his name on my whiteboard. That's okay, Lee. By the way, Lee, did I send you, and I forget, did I send you, Lee, a sticker and a card for my channel? Linda Sheffer, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Greg Wook Wook is here, my buddy, my personal friend who I've known for years. He's actually here. Actually known him for, I would say, almost 2 years. No, we didn't break up, Stacking Nerd. It's just the bromance isn't over, Michael. I just busy, and he was traveling to New York, and I said, you know what, since you're traveling and I'm kind of and I'm busy and everything, why don't we kind of just take a little break and we can always circle back. Tonto Stackins, what's going on? Tonto Stackins is one of the very first people who started following me on Instagram. Arnie C, what is going on? Even though Arnie C enjoys Star Trek, I still like the guy regardless. I'm always amazed how many times Novus's name is brought up in random chats and he is never in the room. Yeah, well, I mean, Michael it's also because he and I did a Thursday night show together, which did I see Silver Heist in here? Or did I not see Silver Heist? No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. What's going on? Can you divorce Novus? I don't think anybody can divorce Novus. It's kind of like a disease that you can't cure yourself from. I got one of them Insta pages, but I don't stay on top of it. That's okay, Nug. At least follow me in the most for the most part. I think you asked already, but where did you get your cards made from? Is that what you were talking about? Email me. Yes, Exploring the Nug. Those of you that haven't seen these, where the heck are they? Let me grab them out for you guys. Those of you that haven't seen these, and you guys might want to consider doing something like this for yourself. Our niche has a lot of channel stickers, and being in the 501st Legion, charity organization that I talked to you guys about. We do stuff where we'll go to different events and we'll have cards and stuff like that. So I did something similar to my 501st Legion card, but I made up a Stacking Stormtrooper card. It's kind of like a business card, I guess. But you know what? These are already obsolete now. In that, on the back, it has my little bio, like a little backstory to what I was doing with my channel with regard to stacking of precious metals, prepping, yada, yada. And as many of you are already aware, I'm kind of changing gears and focusing on more pop culture stuff. Bear with me 1 second. I just got to turn off my camera because I have a hair in my eye and it is quite itchy. And I am moving out of the way because I am not going to take my helmet off in front of the camera again and dox myself. So, yeah, Arnie sees like, uh-oh. Let me turn the volume down too on my phone. I have my phone running also. There's a backup. Okay. Camera back on. All right. So let's see here. They are pretty sweet, says Nug. Yeah, they're fun, dude. Oh, so I got them from a company called Got Print. So if any of you are interested in kind of getting like playing cards of yourself or something like that, it's a fun new thing. I mean, a lot of us do the magnets. Some do buttons. Some do the, what do you call it? The stickers. So I did the trading cards, but I have to actually make new ones already. Once these kind of are gone, then I'll make a new one. We got Chris McComb here. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you. Clinton S is here. What's going on, Clinton S, my buddy? Hold on, Clinton S. I got something for you. All right, Clinton S, type something. Mr. Clinton S. Who else do we have? Next God channel item, troop merit badges. That's actually not a bad idea. Frank Furio is in the house. What's going on, Frank? Good to see you, my brother from another mother. Sandy Taylor Photography is here. Look at that, Clinton S. Man, you've been upgraded, my friend. You've been upgraded. You are blue, man. If any of you, Frank75139 is here. Who does your graphics? He is amazing. Yeah, he is. Hold on 1 second, buddy. Bam. Frank, that's for you. Frank 75139. He is also a fellow member of the 501st Legion with me, as is Greg Wook. Guys, those of you that don't know Greg Wook, he made my logos. He has designed my previous banner art that I used to use on the channel. He also helps design the images on some of the merchandise on my Teespring store. And he and I are actually loading some more stuff up in there very soon. And there's going to be more pop culture related stuff that will be going in there. Some with, a lot of it's going to have obviously the Star Wars twist to it. Let me see who else is coming in here. We have a bunch of people in here. Hey, and Clinton, if you're able to tell me, Clinton S., can you tell me how many people do we have in here right now? Mr. Doughboy, what's going on, guys? If you don't know Mr. Doughboy, I'd love for you to check out his channel. The man makes some really, really cool, unique pieces out of coins and different metals. He does these live streams where you actually get to see him in his workshop making these works of art. He does banjos, motorcycles. He did a Starship Enterprise. I'm waiting for him to do a TIE fighter. But I mean, the guy does some really cool stuff. So definitely check out Mr. Doughboy. Also, guys, I would absolutely love for you guys. Oh, hey, Greg Wook, tell little Wook I said, what's going on, my little buddy? Tell him I said hi. Guys, if you don't know already Exploring with the Nug, please check out Exploring with the Nug. He is so close to hitting the 1K mark. I would love to see if we could at least get him a little bit closer. I think he's about 37 away. Check out his channel, though. He's very unique. He does a lot of scuba diving in the most kind of random places that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily go scuba diving. And he's always finding all sorts of things from electronics to guns. He's fighting crime. He just helped police link a gun that he found in this river to a robbery from 2 years ago and was featured on the news. So definitely check out Exploring with the Nug. Also, guys, if you don't know Clinton S., please check him out. The man is an awesome artist. He does a lot of spinning, which is a very important thing on his channel. But he does some really cool abstract art with a lot of vinyl records, and the stuff is just awesome. Check him out. He's also a quirky dude, and he's funny, but he's a great sense of humor, and I enjoy watching his stuff. And he's married to Sandy Taylor Photography. She's also an awesome artist, and also has a great show. The two of them will do auctions together, and they're a lot of fun. I like to bust their chops whenever I see them. So yeah, so let's see, what do we got here? And Lee the Nerd, guys, he's newer to the community. He's been around for a few weeks. Definitely check out Lee the Nerd. He sponsored a couple of the shows that I did with Yankee Stacking, and he is awesome with film editing and animations. He does a lot of drone footage, and he's in the process of doing, I think, 30 straight days of vlogging. He's got a lot of great stuff there, great personality. Please check him out as well. Off Grid Power, one of my sponsors, is here. A very generous man indeed. Off Grid, I forgot if I asked you if you already got the book that I sent out to you, but please let me know if you did. Turkey Sandwich is here. What's going on? NATV is here. Redheaded Step Stacker is late. He says, sorry I'm late. And then we got to wait for the rest of the punchline. So type it in, Red. Let's see. So tonight, guys, as you saw, Kevin Rose is here. Where? I didn't see him. And oh, by the way, Nightbot, guys, as you may or may not know, Nightbot is here. Don't worry, Nightbot will not be disciplining anybody, but Nightbot will be doing just some of those random reminders of people to check me out on Instagram. If some of you who have just stumbled in are not already subscribed to my newsletter on my website, you definitely want to. Guido, Stacking, and I are doing a monthly giveaway. Guys, this is awesome, so pay attention. On June 25th, on a Tuesday, so what is that? That's 12 days from now. On Guido Stacking's channel, we are doing another giveaway. This time it's to support Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's going to be raffles and giveaways, and we are raising funds for Make-A-Wish Foundation. All of the profits from the evening will go to Make-A-Wish Foundation. I talked to Guido today, and he was able to secure a sponsor again from Bold Precious Metals. Bold Precious Metals did a sponsor for us last time. And so for this one, Bold has also come through again with some more awesome stuff that we will be raffling throughout that evening. And we also got some of our subscribers who are subscribed to my channel and his, sending us stuff to sponsor some of the raffles for that night. So at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th on Guido Stacking's channel, he and I will be doing another charity event. If you haven't already, like I said, subscribed to my newsletter, guys. I send out a newsletter once every 3 to 4 weeks, and I put a lot of information in there on how you can win my giveaways. So go to stackingstormtrooper.com and you want to sign up for the newsletter. A lot of people who are subscribed to my newsletter are the ones that have been winning my giveaways. So you want to check that out. And the last thing before we jump on from this discussion, last thing I want to remind you guys is that for the promotional video that I did, it's called Gaw for Good. I think it's like 3 or 4 videos ago, talking about the June 25th event. You're going to want to watch that. You're going to want to comment in there. And you're also going to want to watch my Armor Tour video. Again, I'm going to repeat that. My Armor Tour video. A lot of people in the community were asking me to show them my Stormtrooper armor. I did a video maybe about 8 videos ago showing my armor. You're going to want to watch that from beginning to end and pay attention, because my giveaway on the 25th is going to be based off that. So June 25th, guys, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Guido Stacker's channel. Let me jump back to the chat, and then we're going to get started here, okay? We got Spegtacular. What's going on, buddy? Sorry that Novus and I forgot to email you guys. Spegtacular is awesome. Speg was going to be on Street Meets Geek tonight. He emailed me. Sorry, dude. He emailed me today and be like, I'm hearing through the grapevine that Street Meets Geek isn't happening. It slipped my bucket. I apologize for that. Rick G. Profit Coins is here. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Clever Coin is here. What's going on, Clever Coin? Good to see you. And guys, we're giving away quite a bit also on the stream on the 25th. What's going on, Kevin Rose, buddy? Good to see you. So tonight, JT Coin Rings just popped in. JT, what's going on? Dude, I got to ask you, JT, because I always ask and I never get the answer from you. Why are you streaming, JT, at ridiculous hours? He's like 3:30 in the morning streaming. Like, I get up at 5:30. It says JT just ended his stream an hour ago. I'm like, why is that guy up? He's like a vampire. For some reason, guys, I can't see my current count. I'd do this with you, but I'm afraid I wouldn't have enough to offer the fun. Nah, Speg, dude, come on, man. You're fine. Silver Streak, what's going on, pal? How are you? Speg, let me know if you want to come on, dude. The invitation is still here, wide open for you. You were supposed to be the guest tonight. I think you would have plenty to talk about. And what you didn't know, I'd be able to fill in. So Speg, comment in here if you want to come on regardless, man. 1 million people are up, and 1/10,000th of them are stackers. You get off work at 3:30. Oh, that's why. So you work night shift. Gotcha. Independent stacker. How are you doing, Independent? Good to see you. Hey, Red, or Clinton, or somebody. How many are currently in the live chat or live stream watching? And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, it takes 2 seconds. Please hit that like button for me. Stormy, are you ignoring me? No, I'm not, Silver Mac. I need pizza, says Lee the Nerd. Me too, dude. Although I'm not hungry, actually. I had Chinese tonight. I kind of didn't want it. 29, says Silver Madness. Awesome. Okay. So, Speg. So Speg, are you up for it tonight or no? Clinton, last comment to you. Sorry, let me go back, Clinton. Sorry, brother. I'm scrolling up. He said, hey, Silver Streak. Going up again. Stormtrooper, I can send you a record if you want it for the raffle. Dude, that would be cool. If you want to send it, or Clinton, what might be easier, we could also kind of consider, you and I could talk, but we could cut out the middleman, and you could sponsor a giveaway of one of your unique pieces that night. And as we're doing the raffles and the giveaways and what have you, we could do the drawing right then and there. And whoever wins your prize, we could get them in touch with you, and then you could send it to them directly. That way it's not going from you to me and then from me to that person. I've done that before, Guido and I. That 5-channel giveaway we just did. We did it that way. I've got to show up here so you know I'm not dodging you. That's right, Indy. I'm coming for you. All right, Clinton, I definitely will. I'm going to write it down, dude. I'll call you and we'll set that up, man. That will be awesome. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, guys, if any of you are, and if JT is still here, I want to get back to that in 1 second too, with JT. If any of you are yes, I'm seeing Silver Madness. I saw him earlier. He says Madness. So I saw him. He came in earlier, and he said, "Are you ignoring me?" I said, "No, I saw him. Let him know I see him." It's just as you guys know, again, disclaimer. You guys see how quickly the live chat moves, wearing a bucket on your head with very limited visibility, and it's kind of difficult to kind of keep up. If any of you are interested in sponsoring either of the monthly charity giveaways that I do with Guido, or my 1,000 subscriber celebration, which is coming up soon. I'm closing in. I'm about 150 away. Some people have already sent some stuff to me. Tomorrow, in fact, JT Coins and some other people, I am doing an unboxing video. It's already scheduled. And some people have already sent me stuff to sponsor for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway celebration. And lastly, if you've been tagged for the March to 1,000 subscriber challenge, you're going to want to make sure you have that video done, because I'm giving away a 1/10 ounce gold eagle. I've got, I think, 22 people so far. So you're going to want to make sure you do that. What happened with the 5-channel giveaway? So Rick G, TLT Coin Hunters won mine. And then I forget the other 4 winners, to be honest with you, but 4 people won the others. Somebody won Lake House. It was fun. We did it, Rick G. There was an issue, though, with YouTube that day. My premiere got all screwed up. I had my premiere set to 8 p.m. and then at 8:30 was a 5-channel giveaway. And right around like 8:05, everybody's like, "Why isn't the premiere starting?" And I was just sitting there, and nothing was happening. And then I started getting worried. And then one thing led to another, and I started seeing people saying, "Yeah, you can't live stream tonight." And then I tried to launch a live stream, and it stopped at 99%. It was very frustrating. But then I think about 20 minutes after that, everything kicked in. Let's see here. Spring with the Nug. I got this chat room on lockdown for you. Pew pew. Hey, Nug, you're my homie. Check that out, brother. You're blue now too, man. You're always in here. So yeah, man. We got Pour Me Metals. Hey, what's going on, Pour Me Metals? Good to see you. Jay Parker, what's going on? Jay Parker, your stuff is in the mail, bro. I sent it out to you. So that's coming out to you, Jay Parker and I. And Jay Parker, tomorrow's video that I have is a shout out mail call. You're in it, and so are you, Clinton S. So you guys are gonna want to watch. Let's see. I'm a huge movie guy. Of course, I'm going to show up and talk about film. Indy, let's do it, brother. Let's do it. So you guys, again, oh snap, you got a wrench. First one ever. Look at that, Nug. Living room panner. I checked out thinking this is postponed till next day. Missed the whole deal. Well, you're here, buddy. You're here. Oh, Sandy. Barbara's got a wrench, Sandy. So does Terry. But Barbara's probably off in somebody else's room. And Terry, she's not here. But no, it's not a male thing. Although the majority of the people in our community do seem to be predominantly male. And you called me a brat the other night and hurt my feelings. I'm over it, though. I'll have to be on one of these streams again sometime. I'm not hip on 1980s movies. Was never big on TV. Boo, Rick G. Profit Coins. Boo, you. Boo. Well, I love pop culture, guys, and that's kind of the reason I wanted to switch gears here. In all honesty, you guys, I've made a lot of content, and I grew my channel from scratch with this community. I'm still in this community. I consider a lot of you friends. I would hang out with a lot of you outside of the interwebs. But you know, to be honest with you, and I think a lot of people in our community are going to feel the same way, but aren't going to admit this. I feel like we are a heavily saturated community of stackers and coin roll hunters and the metal detectors and so on and so forth. And I feel like a lot of us do have our unique flavors and tastes and everything like that that we bring to the whole niche. However, I feel like when I'm looking through a lot of the videos on everybody's channel, a lot of us are saying the same thing. And you know what? I was looking at the content I was making, and I was like, okay, it's okay. But what makes my stuff entertaining is because I'm a 40-year-old dude throwing a bucket on my head. But other than that, I feel like I don't have a whole heck of a lot more to say than the next guy and the next guy and the next guy have to say. And I see a lot of videos that are getting posted, and a lot of them are kind of redundant, a lot of the same things, just worded a little bit differently. And so there's only so much you can kind of beat the same horse, whatever. So anyhow, while the precious metals and stacking is a form of collecting, I do really enjoy pop culture, hence the bucket on my head and that thing back there, the Garbage Pail Kid binder that's right back there. I love that stuff. And I had a big collection of all sorts of stuff. My wife, and some friends made fun of me for having the Funko Pops, so I had to sell them. They called them dolls. And I was like, oh, heck no, those are not dolls. So I took them and I sold them. But you know what? I thought that there's so much more that can be talked about with pop culture, and that encompasses 1980s everything, right? You think about it, a lot of us grew up in the 80s, some in the 70s, some of the 90s, but a lot of our formative years were in the 1980s and 90s. And I looked at my demographics and my analytics, and the overwhelming majority of the people watching my stuff, 75%, are in my age group from 35 to 44. And then the younger generation is the next 20%. And then I've got a few in the older, ranges, and a few in the lower. So I figured, you know what? I love 1980s stuff. I love 1990s stuff, and I want to, just kind of go all in here. So I'm still going to talk about stacking and precious metals. I forgot, actually, I even had this box. I opened up a cabinet and I had this box squirreled away. I really legit don't remember what's in here. And I see you guys typing my name. I'm going to get to it in a second, I promise. And then I've got this thing, which is the Chinese dragon. So I'm still stacking, and I'm still going to do the videos. I still made thumbnails for stuff. But anyway, that's my thought. I'm going to jump into the chat real quick, and then we're going to talk about the 80s movies. I appreciate all of you, though. Okay, so I'm kind of weird in real life, says Nug. We all are, dude. I mean, look at me. I'm sitting here with a helmet on my head. Started my own independent film festival 10 years ago. It got way too big to control quickly. Indy, that is awesome, dude. We got to talk. 1980s movies were in the theater. I actually saw Road Warrior, Terminator in the theater. Silver Heist, I saw some stuff in the theater. I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater. I don't think I saw E.T. I'm trying to think of, I saw Goonies in the theater, That's a lot of sodium. You're a collector. Awesome. I'm curious as to what you collect. Is it a 10-gallon bucket? No, my head's not that big, Robin Yeager. That's not a star. It's a space station. Rick G, I was just telling Debbie B, this same thing, watered down. I do nothing different. Yeah, Rick G, and that's what I'm saying, bro. I think some people, and you know what, and again, and I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of people do message me offline. I'm surprised at how many people come to me for advice for stuff. And a lot of people are telling me that they're thinking about shifting gears altogether with their channels. And I don't know if I don't think it's because I'm doing it. I don't think I've seen any other precious metals people in our community saying, you know what, I'm changing everything, everybody, and just kind of jumped, shifted directions like that. Let's see. Spectacular. It's true. I sometimes see people make a video that I was going to make, or I make a video. Oh, what happened? The thing just jumped. Speg, have you ever seen the uncut version of Goonies? Yes, I have. Exploding with the Nug. Hold that thought, buddy. My whole thing just jumped. I do want to talk about that. Absolutely. And make a video later. Go back and look. Something exactly the same was already done. Yeah, dude. Speg, that's happened to me so many times. Bill Gibson, 60s. Robin Yeager, 50 and 60. Exploring. J.T. Parker, 87. 89. Yeah, you guys aren't too much younger than me. 82 for Madness. Ouch, you're old, says Robin. Come on, everybody. Let's get some cake in the chat for Stormtrooper. It's not my birthday. My birthday is coming up, though, guys. It is coming up. Clinton, you're a funny guy, though. Happy birthday, says Nug. I did that. Guido is here. What's up, Guido? Tanya Z is here. Hey, Tanya, good to see you. Sorry, I'm catching up to the chat. Cat Lady, also known as Exploring with the Nugs Better Half. Have you ever seen? Okay, I'm getting there. Silver Turtle, I haven't seen you in a while, brother. How are you? I went to the theater when I was a kid. We was dirt poor. One TV for sound and one TV for the picture. Hey, man. Big T Coins, what's going on? Jacob Gonzalez is here. What's going on, Red? What's up? And mine is coming up to 32. Jay Parker, we all age, bro. I'm hitting a milestone in a matter of weeks, brother. Steve Rice. What's going on, Steve Rice? So, Silver Heist, go full South Side. Talk show about the furthest from metals you can get. Nostalgia is for ... I'm not sure where you want me to fill in with the ... there. I age like cheap bread, says the Nug. Says Mr. Nug. So, guys, let's talk. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of videos on so many different movies from the 80s, 90s, shows and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. Okay, close that out. And Tanya Z says she loves nostalgia. Me too. Me too. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the 80s action movies tonight. I'm going to be doing a video on Die Hard. I think that's going to be the first one that I am going to do a video on because I love Die Hard. I don't remember seeing, I don't think I saw it in the theaters, but Die Hard to me was one of the quintessential action movies of the 80s. But Nug, he brought up Goonies with the octopus scene. Those of you that haven't seen Goonies, you haven't lived. I think it was executive produced by Steven Spielberg. It was a great movie, and it starred Sean Astin and Jeff Brolin. I think Stormtrooper got into my ADD medicine. I absolutely did. Nug is saying, I have the power. Dang, never saw one of those movies. Which ones, Red? Die Hard is a Christmas movie, says Clever Coin. I agree. Absolutely. You got the Run DMC song in there. Cat Lady, I was a huge RoboCop fan. I saw RoboCop, I think, only one time. I definitely need to watch it again, though. Die Hard is German for the hard. I didn't know that, Indy. Sandlot's awesome. Speg, where's the link, dude? Let's see how this goes. All right, Speg, you got it, brother. I actually had my email sitting and waiting, brother. Let me compose the email, and I'm going to send it to you right now, man. We're going to get Spegtacular on the panel tonight. He was originally going to be the guest. Spegtacular. Got your email in there. Let me pull up the link, and I'm going to send it out to you right now, bro. 1 second. This will be fun. I'm glad you've come to your senses. I think Spegtacular's like, oh, he's not going to have anybody because Novus isn't going to be in there. All right, copy. All right, so I sent it to you one way. I'm going to send it to you another. I sent it to you through the Hangouts, and now I'm going to send it to you through email. Let me hit the send button. All right, Speg, check your emails out, brother. It's there. Let me jump into the chat. Salivate Metal. What's going on, Sal? How you doing, buddy? Sal, I don't know if you saw earlier. I think because you're just coming in and I'm seeing everybody lighten up that you're here. Novus and I, we agreed that due to time for both his schedule and mine that we're going to stop doing that whole Street Meets Geek project. It's kind of hard to stay committed to... Is Sal leaving already? I see Clever Coin saying hi, bye. Why'd you say hi and bye? Are you leaving, Clever Coin? So Speg, I sent you the link, and Salivate Metal. I don't know how long you plan on hanging out, but tonight we are going to be talking about 1980s action movies, and we're just going to see how this goes. And Salivate Metal, if you're interested in coming on just for maybe 20 minutes, you're always welcome. I've been trying to get you on here, brother. We're just going to be talking about the different action movies that we feel are like the quintessential action movies of the 1980s. And I know that's what I'm trying, Speg. Pardon me. Hey, Speg, did you get the link? I sent it to you. Screw it. I'm going to send Sal the link anyway. And Salivate Metal. Sal, the email has been sent to you. It'd be great to have you. And I don't know how much of a movie guy you are, but I'm certain that you probably have seen some of the movies from the 1980s. And I'm just going to type in the word link. He's probably typing in the chat. I can't do it, Stormtrooper, but I'm sending him the link anyway because I can't see. What can I see? Everybody asks, why do you guys never hit your targets? That's because we're blind as bats. There he is. What's going on, Spec?
What's going on, buddy? Hold on, let me do that thing where like the singers like get ready, like la 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 la.
Yeah, man, go for it. Go, Anchorman.
I gotta make sure my voice is where it needs to be.
Yeah, unique New York.
Unique New York.
Stretch out.
New York.
You gotta stretch out those larynx, brother.
Wow.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. I was relaxing on the couch, and I was, like, let me put on this stream, and then I heard you not talking about very much as far as like your theme for the action movies go, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get down there and try to redirect him.
Oh, I know. My ADD is. Oh my gosh! Look who it is.
See, there it goes.
Mr. Slurp himself.
What up, Slurp?
I've got a beer now. I don't have any slurping, anything but a beer. You know what I'm saying? So you can make that slurp happen. But yeah, good to see you.
What's going on? What kind of beer?
My favorite 80s action movie was Yentl with Barbara Streisand.
Oh, that is a hardcore action movie indeed. When she's rappelling off the rooftops and crashing into the windows.
Oh yeah. Crazy.
Yentl, what the heck?
Insane in the membrane. Hey, Spectacular.
What up, Sal? How's it going?
Just chilling like Bob Dylan.
Chilling like a villain trying to make $1 million over here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Good to see everybody. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I can stay for a little bit. Yeah, good action movies.
Yeah. I was getting started with Die Hard. I love Die Hard.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, the best Christmas movie ever was original Die Hard.
I could watch that movie time and time again, and it never gets old ever.
Time after time.
Exactly. See,
time after time. Cyndi Lauper, gotta love it.
What is your? And out of all the Die Hards, the first one is clearly the best. Now, Speg was telling me earlier. Because originally, Sal, Spegtacular was going to be our guest tonight for Street Meets Geek. And to be honest, with Speg, I had completely forgotten. And he emailed me. He's like, what's this I'm hearing about you and Novus not doing the show? And I was like, oh, crap, that's right. I forgot all about that. I forgot to tell you. So I told him, hey, you could come on. But we're going to be talking 80s movies. He's like, I'm more of a 90s kid. But I'm glad to see him on here. And dude, Sal, I'm shocked that you actually took me up on the offer. I was expecting another shutdown. But
it's just, this time usually it's kind of a bad time of night. But I got a few minutes. So I thought I'd pop in, and I appreciate it. You got a great channel, Stacking Stormtrooper. I love what you're doing, and you're a great community member, definitely. So, I just wanted to pop on a great topic for sure. Yes, indeed.
What so you're saying that Die Hard is that, would you say, of your top? Because it's for me, it's hard to say what my favorite action movie from the 80s is, because there's so many, right? You got Predator, Terminator. Yeah. I love Rocky IV,
Back to the Future movies.
Yes. Yeah. So what would you say is your top three if you had to take
there was another one.
Aliens.
Oh, geez, Aliens.
With the Marines.
Yeah.
The sequel, that was awesome.
And shoot, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of ninja movies from the 80s that were pretty good too. Nine Deaths of the Ninja was fun.
Yep.
American Ninja.
Yep.
Sho Kazuki was a great action hero during that time.
When was
kind of
Karate
underground
Kid?
a little bit, but
those were very cheesy. Like those were those were like B-rated.
Yeah.
Cheesy movies. And I've seen those, but it was like on like WPN 9.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Steve, hey, by the way, this is an interesting on the chat side. Steve Rice watched the first Die Hard movie in a theater and his appendix ruptured.
Oh,
that's terrible.
So he passed in the Rex. Boy, that would be a bummer.
Wow, Steve. In fact, Steve, I actually just had to get my appendix removed like 4 years ago.
Ooh,
wow. And dude, and the thing is weird is that my brother had his removed 8 months prior, and he told me, like, he was just getting these stomach cramps, and he went to the hospital. He was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic with his wife the day after, and they said that they had to do an emergency appendectomy. Same thing happened to me. I was just eating, and all of a sudden I just got really full, and then I was staying up to watch The Walking Dead premiere.
Yeah.
And my wife said she could hear me from upstairs. I'm like huddled over, like squeezing my stomach, and I'm like watching. I'm like, oh, come on, Rick. Oh,
wow.
And I had to go to the hospital, and I had to get it removed too. But
wow.
Clinton S. brought up a good one. I got to write that down. He said Red Dawn. Red Dawn was awesome.
Oh yeah, Red Dawn. That's right. I remember that one. Yeah.
That scared the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Now, hold on.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
Let's talk about this appendix thing for a second. So what? You just don't need your appendix? You can do without it?
No, you don't. Nobody really is certain as to what its purpose is. Some people are saying that the appendix possibly could have been almost like a secondary stomach, and over thousands of years in evolution, that it's just started to become like less and less of an important thing. A lot of people don't know exactly what it does.
In fact, every time I buy a book, I rip that section out of it.
Oh, yeah, the appendix is pointless.
Yeah, that's terrible. I might go have mine removed, just so I don't have to have it ruptured or anything like that, because I heard it's very painful. So I might just go to the doctor and see if
just say, hey, I don't need this thing.
Yeah, just nip it in the bud now.
Well, do you know what's funny is I had no idea how little it was. Apparently, it's like kind of like the size of a pinky.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like, oh, that's a quick form of weight loss. Like I'll have an organ removed. I'll lose like a pound or two. That's okay.
Yeah, it varies from person to person. Mine's huge. I mean,
wow. Man, Meg's got it going on in the appendix department.
No big deal.
You've got an oversized appendix.
I don't like to talk about it, you know what I mean? But if you're going to mention it, then I'm going to bring it up too.
But so Sal, and then I'm going to ask Speg, because he was saying he's not like huge on the 80s action movies. But so Sal, what would you say are your top 3 80s action movies if you had to pick right now off the top of your head?
No, I tell you what, I just kind of randomly came. I hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought. I think definitely Die Hard would be one of them in the top 3. I think the Clint Eastwood movies, the Dirty Harry movies, there was, I guess, Sudden Impact was in '83.
Yeah,
that would probably have to be one, because I love Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
And maybe the Back to the Future movies. I just thought those were just well done,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those are awesome.
And I guess Return of the Jedi came out in '83. Is that right? Or is that
83?
That was a good one.
That was an awesome one indeed. And I kind of still go with Die Hard, Aliens, and I think I like Terminator as the other one.
Yeah, Terminator was good. I don't know. Something didn't quite get me with Terminator for some reason. It was good.
Yeah.
But it just something didn't resonate with me there. There's 2 other movies, 2 other Clint Eastwood movies that came out. I think '82 was Escape from Alcatraz. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's really action or not. That might be more drama.
Yeah. Escape from Alcatraz. Isn't that with Clint Eastwood and and like the 3 of them try to escape, one guy gets left behind, and then the 2 just disappear.
There's another one called A Foxfire, not Firefox, but Foxfire. And it's another Clint Eastwood movie. I think that came out probably in 80, may have been the same year, 82, 83. And it's about Clint Eastwood's character steals a secret Russian supersonic jet.
Oh,
kind of like an SR-71 Blackbird, but this thing is like not only good for reconnaissance, but also it's a fighter jet. It's a secret weapon, and he steals it. And that's a really good movie too. If you haven't had a chance to see it,
you are a big Clint Eastwood guy.
Yeah, I kind of am. And I've only, believe it or not, I've only recently watched some of the old spaghetti westerns that he did. Josie Wales and the Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Yeah, and isn't Good and Bad, the Ugly? Isn't it really like a part of 3? Like, isn't there 3 of them? Right?
Fistful of Dollars. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, but their own stories. The Man with No Name,
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen Unforgiven yet, Mason Tricks. I don't think I've seen that one yet. But
which one did he say? Unforgiven?
But that came out in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and somebody also brought up in here, Exploding with the Nug, he said, have you seen Bloodsport? The Jean-Claude? That one's outstanding. Did you like that one, Speg?
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes Bloodsport.
Oh, that's so good.
I've never seen it. Oh, yes, Beverly Hills Cop. But was that 80s and 90s?
Beverly Hills Cop is 80s.
Okay, I like Beverly Hills Cop. That was pretty good.
And exactly, with Nick Nolte. And they're going to be doing, and since we're talking about Eddie Murphy with Beverly Hills Cop, did you hear that they're making a Coming to America Part 2?
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. And I think Arsenio Hall agreed to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I'm very curious how they're going to even, kind of bother with that story. And I wonder if like James Earl Jones will make like a quick cameo or something.
He collects coins. Did you know that?
James Earl Jones?
Yep.
I did not.
My man.
Yeah.
You got to get him on your show, Sal.
I'll try my best. I'll see what I can do. He'll put me to shame in the vocal department.
Oh, forget about it.
Yeah.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Yeah. That's right.
And Speg.
What?
So coming to you, what are your 3 favorite action movies of the 1980s?
I mean, it's tough because I'm trying to figure out like what movies are like, because Karate Kid, was that like late 70s?
No, Karate Kid's 80s.
That was 80s.
Karate Kid, because I'm really enjoying Cobra Kai now. If you haven't checked that out, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yep.
Oh, is it really though? My friend, listen, I watched the first 2 episodes when it was free with YouTube Red, and they were trying to get everybody to subscribe. And oh my God, I couldn't. It was just I couldn't. It was bothering me so much.
What? It's so good.
Well, that's
first 2. I didn't get a chance to watch the rest of them, but yeah, they're good. They're good. I like them. I like Cobra Kai.
Well, if you guys saw my I know you saw it, Sal. Speg, I don't remember if you saw it, but my Another Day in the Life video that I just posted the other day, my friend at the end who's sitting by the fire pit with me, he is always quoting that show, and he's always telling me, you got to watch it. It is awesome. And I just like, I can't get into it. And like, I'll see clips on YouTube from different scenes of the show, and it's so
it
cheesy.
harkens back, it's kind of a flipping of the tables, because you realize that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And is it a second season's out now, isn't it?
Second season.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes of the first season, so yeah.
Is it true too, Speg, that they have them all for free, but you could watch them with ads?
I don't know about that. I know that like the first 2 from each, or like, the first 1 or 2 from the first season's available for free. I don't know if they put the entire first season available yet for free, but then the second season, like you can watch the first episode for free. Yeah. And then from there on, they want you to have the YouTube Red, but just put your credit card in there and just do the free trial and then just cancel it. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Are they? Oh yes, Young Guns. Says Off Grid Power. Why did I forget that one? I'm writing these down too, by the way. Some of the ones that I'm forgetting because I want to do videos about them.
Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, that's another one.
But you know what? The Full Metal Jacket one, even though it's an action, I might want to put that under the umbrella of like war movies.
Yeah.
Because I want to do a series. Like what I'm thinking about my channel, and this is the other thing too, and Speg too. You both have fairly large channels, and I just even though I'm like I'm only 800 some odd subs in. I wanted to switch gears and go into this pop culture thing because a bunch of us were saying earlier, especially in the chat and everything, and Speg had agreed with me that we're starting to feel that this community, there's just a lot of overlap, and there's only so much that you can kind of say that somebody else isn't already said 100 times.
Well, breaking news here. I'm going to break it right here on the Stacking Stormtroopers live stream right here. I'm shifting the focus of my channel too. It's going to be pop culture as well. I'm just going to have a live stream, a can of soda, different brands each time, and then have the word culture behind it.
All right, guys. So breaking news. I'm switching my channel. I'm switching my channel now from pop culture to something totally different because Sal just moved into the pop culture space and I can't fight against him for subs. So I'm going to switch gear.
First video is going to be tab soda. Pop,
tab,
and then the word culture flashing behind it, kind of like in a living color, or what's that band? Yeah, Living Color. Yeah,
Living Color was the comedy sketch.
Yeah, comedy sketch, and also a
comedy
metal band back then too. Great band.
Everybody's changing roles, shifting gears. I like that. I might start doing something different too. I might start doing like Girls at the Beach, and like that's just all I'm going to focus on. Girls at the Beach, and see how long it takes before my wife gets so upset that she, brings a baseball bat out there.
I'm sure she wouldn't like it too much.
I don't think so.
How to survive in the Dominican Republic in 2019.
Mia said Warriors come out and play, and Mia, I love the Warriors. However, the Warriors is 1979.
Oh, right on the edge. Can't you count that? Come on, man.
I probably would, because if you saw, I have like a poster of it framed on in my guy room wall in some of my videos. I met one of the cast members. I could name all of the Warriors characters.
Was Goonies an action movie?
It's like action adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Goonies is action, absolutely. Clinton S is saying Lost Boys. That's going in my horror bucket.
Yeah.
But the Lost Boys was fantastic.
Leprechaun series, that would go in your cheesy horror bucket.
That would be 90s cheese.
Oh, was that all 90s? Is that when that started? 90s?
Yep. Leprechaun is the 1990s. Jennifer Aniston's very first movie was in Leprechaun 1.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Here's a little and I don't think this is 80s though, but here's a quick little trivia question for the both of you. Let's see if you can guess it. What horror movie franchise was Kevin Bacon's first movie?
Tremors.
Phantasm?
Nope. Both of you wrong. His first movie was Friday the 13th.
Oh, wow.
Part 1.
Wow.
Yep, he gets an arrow through the neck.
I love Ghostbusters, by the way, exploring with the dog.
Oh, Ghostbusters. That's a good one. I'm hearing bad things about the Ghostbusters coming up, by the way.
Oh, really?
I'm hearing that it is it's directed by Ivan Reitman's son, which is fine, but it's going to be starring Wolf what's that guy? Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Oh.
So the main kid, whatever his real name is, whatever his character's name is, but the main kid in that movie.
Will, yeah.
And it's all kids.
Oh, really?
It's going to be like a kid movie, Ghostbusters.
Dang. Well, the all-female one, which it's like, eh.
I know. Careful. You got some females in here. They'll come after you.
I mean, it's not because they're females. It's just, I just didn't think it was in the spirit of the, it was a reboot with female, not that there's anything wrong with that, as Seinfeld would say, but just, I feel like almost they should have done a Ghostbusters 3, with, continuing the storyline. You know what I mean?
How would you have gotten around Harold Ramis being dead, Egon? How would you have gotten?
Yeah, well, they can always. I mean, there's plenty of ways to write that out. You could literally say, well, he passed away, or he moved away, or something. And but the problem is you can't get Bill Murray did not sign on board. I don't think he'd kind of. He's going to be a hard one to get for because he doesn't really do these types of things.
He just did Adventureland. You know what I mean? He made the cameo in Adventureland, and did you see that one? Or Zombieland, whatever the heck it was.
Well, yeah, cameo is one thing, but an actual full movie thing. got to do it on his terms. He doesn't. That's the thing about Bill Murray. He's his own man. He doesn't go under contracts. It's got to be done the way that he would have to agree to it. And I don't think that anything. He probably feels like the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are stand on their own. They don't need to do anything more. He would think it was gratuitous, as my guess. That's what I've heard.
Right.
Do you guys feel that way? Like, there's a lot of remakes, reimaginings, reboots coming out now that, like, when you watch the first one, so let's use like Ghostbusters as an example, that it's hard for you to watch things past that and like new Ghostbusters just because you have this, thing in your head of what it was and what what it should be.
That's exactly how I feel about Batman. Batman's done so many times, and Spider-Man too. I can't keep. They're going to do another Batman. It's crazy.
Yes, with what's his face, Edward. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Help me out here. Yes,
Tanya Z's got it. Cullen.
Yeah. Edward.
Cullen.
Yeah, but that's not his real name. His real name in real life. It's not Edward Cullen.
Team Edward from the Twilight series.
Yeah. Interested to see the new Labyrinth.
You never watched Twilight?
Never seen it. That's a chick flick, right? I don't know.
It is.
Well, I'm going to say that my wife made me watch it all, and I didn't like it, but it was actually not so bad.
Exploring with the Nug. He's saying, I think Flash Gordon needs an Oscar when he was on TED. Exploring with the Nug. I met him, Sam Gordon. I met him on that last event I went to.
Wow.
Yep, he's a nice guy. Yes, Red and Black Dog, me. He just said any Dark Crystal fans.
Yeah, I'm a Dark Crystal fan.
Are you?
Oh yeah, that was big, and I tried to buy the DVD some years back so that my kids could enjoy it.
Yep.
I tell you what, they did not find it as interesting as I did when I was a kid.
Right.
Yes. Have you ever seen it, Sal?
What is it?
It's called The Dark Crystal.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So it came out, and I think in 82, I want to say 82 or 83. And it was actually Frank Oz who does Yoda.
Yeah.
And Jim Henson. That was good, Speg.
Yeah.
And Jim Henson, they did it together. It was a joint project, and it's just a fantasy story, all with like puppets and stuff. And you got the. And
Speaking of which, another movie, David Bowie, Labyrinth.
Yeah, actually, somebody wrote that in here.
That was hard with the tight pants. That was hard to watch as a kid.
It was very hard.
Oh yeah, Tanya Z wrote Labyrinth. Yeah.
Running Man. Last Starfighter. Yeah,
Running Man had the guy from the game show host from the actual what was his name? Richard Dawson. He played the original Running Man. Yeah.
Let's see here. They're actually, and I like this one category too. A lot of people are talking about cheese of the 80s, like movies that were so cheesy yet they were so good.
Yeah.
And Over the Top. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, Over the Top.
Was that the arm wrestling one?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah.
So I picture you as one of those like bearded guys arm wrestling him.
Oh man,
it's funny because I really enjoy arm wrestling, and I watched that movie, and so later I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this strategy of putting my fingers over my thumb and turning my hat.
Yeah.
Neither one affects your ability to actually, pin your opponent down during arm wrestling.
Tron. Steve Rice says Tron. That didn't have Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, I thought.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Yeah.
When was the Neverending Story? When did that come out? Was that around the 80s or earlier?
80s.
Yeah.
That was 80s. That was
not really action, more adventure, but
that's more fantasy. That one definitely I loved as a kid growing up.
Another one my kids don't like whatsoever.
But you know what? I've tried having my kids sit down and watch some of those movies, and they can't watch them either. They get bored out of their mind.
Because it doesn't have the effects that...
exactly.
It's just like, it's crazy.
They don't have the effects. There's no Anna and Elsa.
Here we go. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the top ones. Yep. Absolutely. I couldn't get into Temple of Doom as much.
Yeah.
And when I was turning 10, my mother rented out the movie theater in the town that we lived in. And my birthday party was for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Ah, okay.
And that was 80s.
Right.
That was a good one. They're just too young to give them time, says Precious Metals. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite from the 80s, talking about good action but comedy, would be Spaceballs.
Oh yes. Yeah. That's the comedy section for sure.
Schwartz.
May the Schwartz be with you. Yes, indeed.
Spaceballs was awesome. And I loved Trading Places.
Yeah, Trading Places was great. Love that.
Have you seen that, Speg?
I don't think so. Not Trading Places, no.
You need to. It's a classic. It's Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And these two billionaire brothers, they make a bet to see if they could take their protege, Dan Aykroyd, from their commodities brokerage firm, and then get this destitute con man bum Eddie Murphy from the street who's begging for money, and somehow flip them their lives completely. And they're saying basically a nature versus nurture thing, and take Eddie Murphy and somehow groom him to be a highly successful commodities broker, and see if they could take Dan Aykroyd, who has got this high level of prestige, and then basically kick him down to Skid Row and see if it would work. And it's a very, very funny movie.
I'll check it out.
You need to. Silver High says Temple of Doom, thumb down. Totally. No. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of the greatest comedies of the 80s.
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
Cameron
Bueller.
That's awesome. Bueller. But I
get Silver Heist in here and have him do the Bueller thing. Bueller.
Why does he do it on some of his streams?
No, but he'd have the perfect voice for it, I think.
He probably would.
Yeah.
Hudson Hawk is the greatest action comedy. I don't know if that is. He's saying Caddyshack is up there. Caddyshack is a 1980 film. Awesome movie. Spies Like Us, that's a good one. Doctor. Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club. Well, now you're talking Steve Rice. It's a great 80s flick, but now you're kind of going into like coming of age John Hughes category.
Right.
Still cool. Come on.
Still cool. Still cool.
Let me ask you this one, right? So when I was growing up, and this was before I knew anything about any of this stuff, I had this cartoon called The Hobbit. And I'm sure it was, the book came out prior to this movie. I mean, obviously. But The Hobbit, it was so awesome for me. It's like a 2.5 hour long cartoon. And that's when I really started liking the Lord of the Rings and all that stuff is from this cartoon that I was watching as a kid. And I bet that came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know about The Hobbit.
In the 80s or 70s, I've heard of, but I've never seen it.
It was hard for me to watch the new Hobbits after watching the cartoon because I thought the cartoon was so much better than the live, the more modern movies.
Wow.
Steve Rice is going on with as is Mason Tricks, and I'm jotting these down because I have those. I've seen them all, but they're talking about those John Hughes types films.
Yeah. Oh, let's include them.
So they're saying Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, St. Elmo's Fire, Pretty in Pink. There's got to be a couple others. Little Shop of Horrors, Michael I. Yeah, that's a good one. But what would that fall under, Little Shop of Horrors? Comedy?
What about Little Monsters? When did that come out?
Little Monsters. I would say that might be 89 or 88.
How about RoboCop?
Oh, well, yeah, hands down. That's up there. We were talking about that actually before you came in.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who said that was their favorite. Lee the Nerd, do you remember the BMX movie Rad? Changed the way I wanted my life, and then I broke my wrist on the bike. No, I've never heard of that. Gremlins, yeah, Gremlins, I think, even though it's a comedy, it's kind of almost considered horror.
Comedy? I don't know about that.
Well, it is comedy. I mean,
when that one comes out of the toilet and bites somebody, I couldn't sit down fully on a toilet for a lot of time. I had to hover.
You got Breaking and Beat Street. Beat Street is the king of the beat. See you rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street is a lesson too because you can't let the street beat you.
What is that from? Like Break Into Electric Boogaloo?
No, Beat Street. That's the name of the movie.
I don't know it, but is that like one of those movies where the community center is going to shut down unless all the kids have a dance off and raise all of the money?
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that.
That's the action in it. It's a breakdancing movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cheesy.
Yeah.
So bad. Did you guys?
Not as cheesy as Breakin'. Breakin' was even cheesier.
Yeah, Breakin', isn't that the one they go to the city? They're like these upper middle class kids. They go into the city, and oh god, you got people in like full body casts, and then they throw the crutches aside, and then they start like spinning around.
Yeah,
so stupid. Exploring with the Nug. Yeah, did you ever see Critters? Yes, I remember Critters. Do you remember that one from the 80s, you guys?
Remember the name for sure.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's a very B-rated. I would say it's a B movie, and I would say it's a cult classic, and it's a horror movie. And they're almost like a ripoff of Gremlins without the same personality. Yeah, he's saying it's old school horror comedy. They're like these little. They look like sea urchin porcupine things. Yes. But they've got these red eyes and these little sharp teeth, and they roll around as like balls, and then they would shoot the quills from their like the little spiny quills, and it'd get you in the neck. You're done. And then there were these two alien hunters that came from outer space to fight them on behalf of the humans, and they could change their identity. It was a very strange thing for sure. Iron Eagle. Yeah, that's cheesy.
That's Chuck Norris?
Iron Eagle. No, I think it's Louis Gossett Jr. And then I don't remember who else is in that, but that's like a poor man's Top Gun.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You remember Louis Gossett Jr. is like the flight instructor. Yeah, Predator is up there for sure with the top.
Oh yeah.
You like the Predator movies, you guys?
Yeah, I've seen them. It's been a long time since I've seen them, but yeah, they were good.
It's been a while. I enjoyed Alien vs. Predator when they did that movie. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
I didn't like it that much. You're talking when they went to like the ancient
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. No?
There was a third movie to that, the Alien versus Woody Allen. That was
Woody Allen won that one now. Spoiler.
Oh, so dumb.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I had all the Alien like action figures growing up, and that was some of the coolest toys for a little boy. I tell you what, the big figures. Oh yeah, the little little mouth thing that would come out. You know what I mean? Of the aliens. Oh my goodness.
I had the Queen, like the Queen action figure.
I had a Scorpion one where you like it spin its little waist and its little tail would come out and whap the little figures.
Yep, those are good times. I liked Predator better than. Do I like Predator better than Aliens? That's a toss-up.
Aliens are so cool.
How about Escape from New York? Kurt Russell.
Escape from New York, I've only seen once.
I've seen it once. That's one of those movies you watch with your kids. They're going to be very unimpressed with.
Yeah, it's Escape from New York. Yeah, they would not be impressed by it. Tanya Z is asking, what about Nightmare on Elm Street? In fact, Tanya Z, if I can that movie single-handedly effed me up.
Wow.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God. As a little boy, I somehow saw it on, I want to say on Fox 5. I had a television in my room, and I turned on the TV, and I saw this little goat running down some like tunnel or whatever. Tanya Z, check this out. So, it scared the heck out of me. You know, seeing this thing, I'm like, oh, look, a goat. And then all of a sudden you see this like crazy man with a claw. So, these are some thumbnails, guys. I don't know if you're able to see. So I'm doing, if I go to my hub here, let me click on this. This is for my upcoming, man, it's hard when you've got multiple things open. So here's for my upcoming video. This is going to be my, if it even loads, my thumbnail for my Die Hard one. But Tanya Z was asking about Freddy Krueger. And of course, this thing isn't going to want to load while I'm streaming. I think
that is your thumbnail, the monkey with the loading area. That's pretty cool.
Use the little loading monkey on the little scooter. Oh, now, of course, so I don't know if you can see this. It's hard to kind of see. But this is the one I'm doing for the Freddy Krueger one. I'll give that a second. But yeah, in terms of horror movies, Nightmare on Elm Street by far, hands down, is the one that scared me the most.
The one that did it for me.
I've never seen that
scared
movie.
the goat out of me as a kid was It.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what's funny is if you watch. So I mean, this is the image I'm doing for my.
Good job on that, by the way. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. What the heck just happened? It just stretched. It's just stretched. There we go. So that's what I'm doing for my Nightmare on Elm Street video, and then I did a similar one for my my Die Hard one. But whatever, you could see it right there.
Fire in the Sky. That was '90s, but that was a good movie, I think.
Fire in the Sky, isn't that with DB Sweeney?
I'm not sure.
He gets abducted by aliens. It's with DB Sweeney. Yeah, I know my movies, although it's been a while. But yeah, so Poltergeist definitely scared me.
Yeah, that was scary. I saw those too.
I can't believe you've never seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Sal.
Never seen any of those movies, yeah. Or I think I may have seen one of the Friday the 13th movies, but I really didn't get into the horror movies.
Yeah.
But I, there's, but anyways, but yeah, that's Fire in the Sky. I do remember. I saw that in the theaters. It was good. I think that was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
It's got to be super early 90s, if not like super late 80s. It's got to be right around there. That's supposed to be based on a true story. Apparently.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But what's this? What's a Mason Trick saying? 90s Fire in the Sky.
Maybe that's how you should do your channel. You should do the best of the late 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Wow.
Say that again.
You could go late 70s, 80s, and early 90s as your theme.
As for like all the stuff that I'm covering?
Yeah.
But I also, the problem is I like 2000 and 2010s also. It's like I'm covering everything.
I'll give you more content if you just did it by the decade, because there's a lot to choose from. You can find. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm sure we're not hitting all of them. But.
Oh no, we're basically Amityville Horror. Yeah, Clinton, that is scary. Yeah, we're barely scratching the tip of the iceberg. But I feel like for now I'll stick with 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and I'm just going to be jumping as I'm building my playlists. I'm going to be jumping from like horror, action, and I'm just going to be covering them and build those playlists out. Because then it's like you think about the shows more current to today that I'm sure Sal watched and Speg. Like you think The Sopranos, Game of Thrones. Like there's just like so many good Breaking Bad. You know what I'm saying? There's so much there. But I mean, I'm not against it though, Speg, late 70s, because I love a lot of late 70s stuff too.
There's a good 80s movie. I don't know if this would be under adventure. Definitely be comedy, but I guess it's some of Brewster's Millions with Richard.
Oh, yeah, Richard Pryor. Isn't that when he's trying to spend all of the money, but he can't?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great premise. And actually, it's based off of a book that was written in 1902 or 1905. Just a great movie. Well done, John Candy and Richard Pryor. Excellent movie if you haven't seen it.
What was the movie? Oh, remember from the 80s, Hot to Trot?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
That's like a movie. That's like a Sal movie. That's like with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah.
And
love that guy's voice.
Oh, do it, Speg.
I don't know if I can. I'm going to try. We should all try. Agree? If I try, we all try?
Yeah, you go first.
USA up all night.
What the hell was that?
All right, your turn.
Okay.
Oh, that guy. I was doing
really
Gilbert Godfrey. I was doing Gilbert Godfrey.
No, you're doing Gilbert Godfrey. No, he's like, well, I don't know what's.
Yeah. Hello, Seduced by Silberg, by the way. Good to see you.
Seduced is probably thinking I'm having a stroke.
He was in Police Academy too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he's like the one part. Yeah, he was like one of the bad guys. And at the end, I remember he's falling down the stairs, and he's like, "That didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. That hurt." And then the little lady, she's like, "Don't move, dirtbag." Her. So stupid. But look, Speg, I did it. You told me to do it.
No, you did it, man. You performed.
I got mixed up with Gilbert Godfrey, so I got screwed up there. Sorry.
It's okay, dude.
I have to do the other guy. I'm doing right. Whatever his name is. Anyways, all right, guys. Hey, I gotta take off.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So. Yeah, you got to leave on a high note there, right? Like George Costanza.
Wow!
That's about as high as you can get. Jeez.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I hope you have a wonderful
Hey,
evening. Thanks for
thank
having
you.
me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, man.
Police Academy. Yes, leave out with Police Academy. Great movies. All right. Y'all later.
All right, brother. Take care. That the one and only guy, Salivate Metal. For if any of you that have been living in a cave or under a rock and don't know him, the guy's a pinnacle of the apex alpha male of the stacking community. You definitely got to check him out for sure if you haven't already. That was awesome, dude. Look at that, Speg.
Look at that.
I think you know what it is.
You heard it here first on your show. He revealed his new content is going to be about a soda pop can and culture, and he's gonna put them together, pop culture.
That's right. I think, you know what, Speg? I actually think, and I'll be 100% honest with you, dude. I think that because you were on here, I think that's probably why he came up on here.
Well, good. Whatever works, right?
Exactly. So I'm just gonna take that guess there.
Just call me the hummingbird feeder, and it brought the hummingbirds right to you.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have you on all the time. I'm gonna have you all the time. That was funny. I can't believe you ended up doing the okay, cool. So
like in my mind, I know exactly how it sounds, but then when it comes out of my mouth, it's not quite the same.
I was like, well, when you were doing it, I'm like, oh, I could do it better than him. And then I'm like sitting here seeing my bucket rattling around on my head as I'm doing it. I'm like shaking and stuff.
Have you seen him do like stand up? He does the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's weird too, though, when you watch like interviews with that guy, and he doesn't. Oh,
he turns it off.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got to keep it on at all times.
Stay gold, Pony Boy, says Tanya Z. She's talking about The Outsiders. The Outsiders is a good one. That could be in an action movie, I guess. That could be considered action.
Stay gold. See, I was thinking of Anchorman. I guess I didn't watch The Outsiders.
No, The Outsiders is a classic, bro. It's based off of a novel.
Was that a baseball thing?
Nope.
Nope.
You're like thinking The Outfielders?
Maybe.
Outsiders may be the sequel to The Outfielders.
Could be.
The Outsiders is actually a movie star. A lot of movie stars in it. Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Ralph Macchio, your boy Karate Kid,
boy.
Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez. Look at that. You got a big cast of names. And it's basically you've got like these the greasers, which are like the one gang that's got like the white T-shirts with the cigarettes rolled in the sleeve and the slicked hair, and then you got and you got the Soshas, which are like the lockjaw, upper middle class preppy types, and a lot of fighting and stuff between the two of them. It's a great. Oh, and Tom C. Scott, I think, or what's his name? Guy from E.T. Field of Dreams, Stephen Parsons. Ooh. That movie kills me at the end every single time.
They will come.
Oh, man. That movie, man. That last scene with the dad, when he's like, Dad, you want to have a catch? I'm like, oh, my God. That chokes me up. Oh, my God.
I mean, I wasn't crying or anything like that. I'm pretty sure there was sand. Somebody was doing, blowing off their driveway and stuff, and it got in my house. But,
hey, I have no problem admitting to crying in those scenes, dude. That stuff kills me every single time. What Stephen Parsons? What genre would Field of Dreams be? Would you consider that drama?
Jeez, what is that? I mean,
I would say that would be drama.
Yeah, that could be most likely. Good movie though, man. I watched that many times.
Absolutely. So let's go back
to Emilio Estevez. What happened to that guy?
He's still kind of around. The last thing I've seen him do, he filmed, because there was like a moment in time where I was going on Netflix. I had this kind of like how would I put it? Like I've just been watching a lot of those like wanderlust type movies where like people are just going on these different adventures. Like they're just going on these super long hikes, meet different people along the way. They're not constrained to anything. And they're just, do you know what I'm saying? Maybe not.
I never watched one.
Oh man. So he did a movie called The Way. And he directed it, and it's with his dad. And it's a story that basically he wanted to do this pilgrimage hike, kind of like the version of like hiking the Appalachian Trail. But it's over in Europe, and it goes from, I think, like I want to say like Sweden or something to Spain or Portugal or something.
He had a midlife crisis.
So, yeah, so the guy wanted to do that, but he passes away. So his dad decides to do it on his behalf, and he carries his son's ashes along this, this hike, this journey. So he directed it, and he was in it briefly, Emilio Estevez.
See, the last ones I remember watching from him, and it's been a while, was like the Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah, well, actually, that's weird that you say that. I just watched that the other day with my kids.
Yeah, the first one that was a good one, and then they started kind of like teetering off, I think, a little bit.
Tanya Z, yes, absolutely. Flatliners, have you seen that?
No.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch Flatliners. You should jot that down. That movie, Tanya Z, the little boy in that movie, scared the heck out of me. Basically, it's about these medical students who are very curious as to what's on the other side in terms of death, and they decide to basically take these lethal injections that will basically make them die.
Golly.
but then bring them back to life through the use of defibrillators and everything like that. So basically they all go through this process, and it's like basically very scary things come about. You've got Oliver Platt in that, Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, and Kiefer Sutherland, and Billy Baldwin, the less successful brother.
Well, speaking of Julia Roberts, that was a great action movie, wasn't it? Pretty Woman.
That was an excellent action movie.
There was so much action on that one.
There was a ton of different type of action. A lot of different action.
Gracious.
But so you liked Alien versus Predator. How?
Yeah, I just enjoyed it. I mean, being an Alien nerd when I was growing up, having the figures, I was excited to see something else come out about them,
Yeah.
I think it was from Alien 3 to that jump right there. So that was good for me.
Alien 3 to that jump, meaning like you...
Wasn't it? Was there something else or no?
You've never seen all the other Aliens before?
I'm saying 1, 2, and 3. And then wasn't there like some kind of lull until that came out?
No.
There was more?
No. There was, I think, Alien 4, which was, I think it was called Resurrection or something like that. And that was with Winona Ryder.
Resurrection.
Dude, it was so bad.
I remember that. I like Winona Ryder. I would remember that.
And you never saw it.
No, it is no good?
Dude, stay as far away from that as you possibly can. It is so bad. And then, have you seen Sons of Anarchy?
No, I know of it.
Okay, so there was a guy in that. Ron Perlman is the one of the main characters. He was in the first Hellboy, and he was in it. And it was just such a bad movie, dude. I can't begin to tell you how bad it was.
Well, I know they were struggling for a while. They couldn't put out anything good. They were trying to put out video games, and they had, more complaints than ever about like their games being terrible, and they weren't doing good, as a name, Aliens.
Yeah, no, they weren't. Although Tanya Z is saying, have you seen Prometheus? And yeah, I saw Prometheus, and I've seen Covenant. Have you seen those, Speg?
No, I know Prometheus. I remember seeing like the art, but I never watched it.
Okay, so those are decent. Ridley Scott directed, I think, both. Those are actually not bad. So you may want to consider watching at least. I liked what do you call it? Covenant. It shows like how they started, like how the aliens came to be. It's like the backstory to Alien.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you give me a lot of homework, man.
Oh, you got a lot of good things you need to catch up on. And I think the storyline in order, it's like Alien 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't recall I forget the order of the storyline, but it jumps around, but did you like Alien 3?
Yeah, it's been so long since I watched it, but I don't think I didn't hate it. I know it was fine. I was still younger when that came out, so not a lot would wouldn't take a lot to impress me.
Yeah, I liked it. I saw that one in the theaters. I think I was upset at the part with the dog dying. Like,
so, I take a long time sometimes to come back to movies. So this is good that you're giving me some ideas, because I think it was just like maybe like 5 or 6 months ago that I watched all the Godfathers for the first time.
wow.
And now I'm going around telling people like, "Oh, did you see the Godfather?" They're like, "Yeah, it's a long time ago,
yeah, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, like I just watched it. It was so good.
Oh my God, the Godfathers are outstanding, dude.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm one of the kind of guys too that once I put a movie on, like I know if I'm going to be into it within like the first 5 minutes. If not, I walk away and have a coffee and do something else. But I was hooked right away. I'm like, I'm going to like this. This is going to be good.
I like when what's the guy's name? I want to almost say hold on, Clemenza, the capo. They go and they do that. They do that hit, and he's like, "Leave the gun, take the cannoli." I love that line.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
I love that line. So did you like the third?
The third one for me kind of started teetering off, and my interest started going a little bit. But it was still cool to see how it was like all gonna, tie up basically.
Yeah,
it was okay. It wasn't as good as like number one. Number one for me was big.
Yeah,
and then number
two.
one allowed me to keep my interest into 2 and 3. 2 was pretty good too. And I like seeing like young Robert De Niro. That was shocking to me. I was like, look how young he was.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the third one with the helicopter scene with all of the bosses and the guy's like, my coat, and then
out of nowhere, right? You didn't expect that.
Yep, that was like the one cool scene as a kid. How about
kid? You mean 5 months ago for me?
Yes, that's right. 5 months ago for the people a little late to the game.
It was available on Netflix, and I had to get in there somewhere.
Yeah. Did you see and this you might not have seen? It was an '80s movie. I wonder I guess it would be considered drama. You ever hear of the movie Taps?
Taps?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It was with I keep forgetting the one actor's name, but I know that George C. Scott is in it, Tom C. Howell, and Tom Cruise, and I don't know. I don't want to say no. Sean Penn's not in that, but it's about a military school, and the military school is going to be shut down, but then all the cadets in there decide to keep it, and they do like an armed resistance almost like these kids. Lethal Weapon, Red and Black Dog. I don't think anybody did bring up Lethal Weapon yet. At least I haven't seen.
See, these are ones that I definitely watched a long time ago, so it's hard for me to remember, like Lethal Weapon. I do remember some of it, but
with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
that's old.
Like a lot of these movies we've been mentioning, like I watched it then.
Yes.
So like I didn't go like, hey, I got to watch that again later in life. I've just watched it once, so I remember very small parts.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am too. And I think what I'm going to have to do also as I'm doing these different videos and series and stuff, pardon me, my allergies. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, it's the helmet. It's the helmet.
It's the helmet. The filtration in this thing is lackluster.
You clean the inside, right?
I always clean this thing.
All right.
Always clean it.
I know you sweat in there a bunch.
I don't really sweat that much in here, to be honest with you.
Not even when you're mowing the lawn?
Oh, that was like a 20-second clip. It was still kind of cool out.
I'm thinking, are you like looking over the fence to make sure the neighbors aren't out? You're like, I can't let them know that I'm out here mowing the lawn in my helmet.
It's funny that you say that because I mean my neighbors have seen the entire costume because I've done I did Halloween this last year in the full thing. And everybody's like, that is ridiculous. And like there's this one neighborhood that the entire town descends on. The cops shut down the entire area, and it's like a figure 8, and it's like a big, huge town block party. Everybody out there with the red Solo cups and everything, but then like all the parents, they're pulling the wagons full of beer and not the kids, and everybody's trick or treating and having a good time. And I'm walking around in the Stormtrooper thing, and everybody was just coming up to me to get pictures. They're like, "Do you work for Disney?" Like, what? I'm like, "No, I made this thing." So people have seen me in the full thing, but in terms of just wearing the bucket on my head, I think one of my next door neighbor knows about me doing the YouTube stuff, but he doesn't watch the videos. And I want to do I'll do another day in the life video, but I want to do like a couple shots where I'm like bringing the garbage to the street, Or I had the idea of like being in my backyard mowing the yard and like waving to my neighbor, but like, hey Bob, and then like have like my neighbor just standing there like looking at me like just shaking his head like, what's wrong with you?
How about taking a shower? I know a lot of people have wondered how stormtroopers take showers.
I don't want to scare people away.
They might be interested, there's people always question, how they take a shower in that gear.
Oh, my mom saw my video in the scene where I'm like lifting the toilet lid. She's like, please tell me you didn't pretend to go to the bathroom on YouTube. I'm like, no, would you watch the thing? Yeah. I'm like, well, no, I was like, my kids threw Legos in the toilet. So Guido's saying Storm doesn't shower. And Guido,
is that true?
No, I'm a very clean person. And Guido, he rubs Parmesan cheese on for deodorant.
Nice. I love Parmesan cheese.
But as deodorant. So you watched the Aliens movies? You loved Aliens. So then is Alien the first one your favorite?
Oh man, see, and again, I watched Alien like twice, and I remember the scene. Oh man, I remember that scene with Ripley. I think it was probably towards the end. I don't want to talk about it on here because we might get
spoilers.
Yeah. Well, and plus it was kind of a little bit of a hot scene for a young boy.
Oh yeah.
But I'd say probably it was my number one, and that goes back to me talking about like when they put out a movie and then you watch something, after like a number 2, number 3.
Yeah.
It's never as important to me to watch the 2 or 3, etc., because I just have that image of what it should be being the number 1 in my head. So it's number 1 usually of any movie is always my favorite.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. I like Aliens, the second one with the Colonial Marines that go in and like the whole half of the like platoon gets wiped out in that very first scene.
Yeah.
I loved Aliens. But if I had to choose if I liked Aliens or Predator better, I might have to go with Aliens. I don't know. That's such a tough toss-up.
I'm going to go with the Aliens over the Predator.
Over Predator?
Well.
Yeah. It was just like a bigger production. You know what I mean? There's a lot more involved.
I was watching something a little while ago about Jean-Claude Van Damme, and apparently he was supposed to be one of the Predators, right?
Yes, he was. I saw that too. It was like an interview that popped up on my YouTube stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was saying that he was supposed to do it.
And he didn't want to do it because it was like dangerous, and I guess the guy that ended up taking his place as a stunt double ended up getting hurt.
Yeah. Silver Heist is saying Road Warrior, rare sequel, better than the original. Yeah, Silver Heist, I agree. And I also like what do you call it? Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome is on my to-do list for videos. Speg, let me ask you something though. And I guess this is what's that?
Please.
Okay.
I insist.
So thank you so much. Like I said, I'm going to be doing various things on pop culture and everything. And I'm going to be making these videos on these movies and everything. I'm going to give my thoughts on them, but should I be rating them? Like, should I be doing my own review, or should I just like be doing a history of them? Like, which direction do you think I should go with these?
Yeah, I think you should give an opinionated review. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and like opinionated review plus your rating at the end, right? Be like, hey, this gets a Stormtrooper, 5 or 6 or whatever the case may be.
Right. Whatever my rating
People
scale
know
is.
your favorites are.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to figure out what my scale would be. Like if I were to choose like Star Wars, I was thinking like Bantha Poodoo would be like, very bottom all the way up to like Sith Lord as I don't know. I have to figure out what I would do for like a scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People love that too, because no matter what your opinion is, somebody either, has a 10 or a 1 in their mind.
Yes.
So when you say it's a 7, they go, "Are you crazy? Did you see what he did? It's worth
a
10."
Right. I did a movie ranking of Star Wars. It was like my first green screen video. It's like midway through all of my videos, and it's like the top 10 Star Wars movies from worst to best. And I used a green screen and all that stuff, and I was kind of proud of myself. I had like a futuristic background thing, and I had the B-roll footage and sound effects and everything. But I'll have to come up with some sort of like grading scale. So I'll do my opinion review and a brief synopsis of it, and that's probably what I'll do.
I think that'd be good. So, Star Wars movies just that you did a best and worst.
What's that, bud?
You did a best and worst Star Wars.
I did a top 10 countdown. Like, not top 10. It was like 10
Star Wars.
Depending on the day, but I would have to say The Last Jedi had to been one of the worst.
Really?
I mean, The Phantom Menace was up there.
Phantom Menace is terrible.
I know, and Clone Wars was there. Like, I put those 3 at the very bottom. They're horrible.
Now, what's the one? What's the last one that just came out?
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. So yeah. So now the one just before that was what?
That was The Force Awakens.
Okay, The Force Awakens to me was awesome. I thought Disney was going to bring this thing back. I was very excited for it.
Yes.
Yeah, then just right there with you, man. When The Last Jedi, I was like, come on, man. And didn't they switch directors for those? Is that what happened?
They switched directors, and
yeah,
yep. And then now I think J.J. Abrams, he's doing this one, and hopefully J.J. Abrams will be able to kind of bring back some of that awesomeness, and it's going to be interesting because the guy's got a lot of people are saying that he's going to be making up for the mistakes from the previous film. And so not only is he going to have to right some of those wrongs, he's also going to have to tie all of the loose ends together and end the saga. And so that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, there were several points, and I went to see that by myself in the theater because, of course, the kids are asleep. So, I'm gonna just go by myself. And I remember seeing certain parts of that and just being like literally upset. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but there was a particular space scene. And after it happened, I'm like, what? They could have been doing this the whole time, and they're just now doing it? Like, this could have saved, countless lives, and now you're doing this?
Right.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Laura Dern. You're talking about the Laura Dern, like when she's like on aboard her. Yeah, that whole thing ticked me off.
I was mad. You could have done this from day one.
Yes, it was so stupid. Silver Heist degrees. You start rating movies, you're going to open up a can of worms. I would not rate. Keep it fun and happy and neutral. Okay, he's saying don't do it.
But the can of worms sometimes, man, it's going to get you the views, man. You're going to have people going like, listen to what this guy said about this and show his friends,
Right. I think I would have to have some sort of number, Redhead, because otherwise, what's the purpose? I'm making these videos on these movies, and I got to have some sort of thing. Everybody's getting into the pew pew.
Pew pew pew.
By the way, pew pew. I'm gonna grab something. Hold up 1 second. Speg, take over for 1 second. I'm taking off my helmet.
Hello, everybody. It's Spectacular, Silver Stacular. I'm here for the Stacking Stormtrooper Show. Just go ahead and leave your comments right now on the little chat thing. I can't see any of it at all. I'm on my phone right now, so I have no idea what you're writing. But go ahead and start spamming the comments right now. Go ahead and spam it out. I'm sure that if you spam enough, I'm sure that there will be a giveaway that happens. I'm sure Stormtroopers want to give away some of his stack because he's not doing those videos anymore. He's doing like pop culture. Oh, never mind.
No, I'm going to be giving stuff away. Not tonight necessarily. Maybe I will. I haven't decided, but
just give away your whole stack because you're changing. So just help people out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. So this, man, I just started making these. These are my pew pew shirts. I got this for my ordered these for my boys. These that's a picture of me that was actually cartooned.
It looks like you.
It looks like I was a couple pounds thinner there. And that's the picture on my trading card thing.
Being a dad adds 20 pounds is what they say.
It does, right? And then this is for Novus, because Novus was bothering me for this. So I got this here.
Hold the helmet tight.
Because I already doxed myself on Guido's once. Did you know that?
I've heard that story. I didn't see it, but
you're not missing anything. So I got this one because he's always calling me, "What's up, Bucket?" He's like, "Yo, awesome. What's up, Bucket?" So I got wear it. He better. So when I meet up with him in 10 days now, right? What do we got? 11 days. When I meet up with him, he's gonna. I'm gonna tell him, put this on. He's like, I'm not wearing that thing in the city. Yeah, you are. Put it on.
And meet up with Novus. Are you sure that's a good idea?
Yeah, well, He might mug me, but I'm going to meet him in a public place. New York is heavily populated.
I don't know if he'll mug you, but all his friends will.
That's true. And then he'll pretend. He'll be like, "Oh, are you okay, man? Those guys just came out of nowhere. I would have helped you, but I was."
Yo, Bucky, sorry, man. I didn't know they were going to be behind you like
that. Oh man. So Speg, my eyes are burning, says David Carlisle. You are introducing great movies to a new generation, and you're reminding an old generation of great movies. Thanks, Red. Thank you. What if Nova shanks you, says Guido.
That's a real possibility, too.
Novus is okay. He's not going to hurt me, I hope.
Is he okay? He's talking, like, every time I go to his streams now, he's talking about noodling.
I know. Well, you know what, though? I brought that to his attention, because when we were doing the Street Meets Geek, and we had the Redneck crew on there, I came up with a whole bunch of questions to ask them all. And so he asked them, and he's like, "What is noodling?" And then they told him what it was, and so yeah, he's always talking about. He's intrigued. He wants to stick his hands deep into a hole and pull out a big fish.
Well, I hope he doesn't do it in Florida. Like, pick a different state, not Florida.
Yeah, he's gonna go in Florida. He's gonna pull out a gator.
It's funny because, like, I watch. You ever watch like a Naked and Afraid? You ever heard of that?
Yeah, of course.
So you watch, we're married. We watch Naked and Afraid, of course. So, but like I watched that show, and like they're terrified from the mosquitoes and like these like alligators / crocodiles, and I'm like, I have all that stuff in my backyard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that foreign to me. These guys are like, I've never seen a mosquito like this, and it's like, well, we have them right here. So you're
in Florida, right? Right. You just said you're in Florida. Yeah, the stuff down there. I can't deal with the heat. I don't know how you guys live down there.
We have everything. It's like it's a miserable place if you just like were out in the wild to live. Luckily I have a house, but if I didn't, man, there's pythons that people let loose out here that are now just in the Everglades going crazy. We got 13-foot alligators, mosquitoes everywhere, all kinds of different venomous snakes, tarantulas even, believe it or not. All kinds of crazy stuff.
Wait, you have tarantulas down there?
Yeah, we have a tarantula that I think it was brought in originally from probably like Mexico.
Yeah.
And ended up doing well down here in Florida because it just kind of mimics, the habitat that it was in. And so there's actually if you look it up, you can actually find that Brachypelma vagans actually lives now in Southern Florida.
Jeez.
It's doing quite well. It's happy here.
That's scary. How dangerous are those to humans? Like,
not very dangerous at all, but it's a tarantula. They're big, and it's like,
Have you seen one?
You wouldn't want one crawling on you.
Have you seen one?
I have one right here. I'm looking at.
No.
Oh yeah.
Like on the internet. Like, have you seen one in person?
I literally have two right here.
What are you talking about?
This is getting away from your theme, but I mean,
you own them?
Yeah, I own.
You have pets?
A couple tarantulas, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, like some years back, I had this crazy fear of spiders. I mean, like cold sweats and everything.
Yes.
And tarantulas helped a little bit by I was able to get this tarantula, and like one day I was like, I have to hold it to help me get through this thing. And I ended up holding this thing. I was still breaking out in cold sweats, trembling like crazy, but it was able to help me overcome a little bit of that fear. So it's actually helped me.
I hate spiders. I am afraid of spiders. I remember. Oh man, I don't know if I should tell the story.
You definitely should. When you say I don't know if I should tell a story, that means yes, you should tell it.
So when I was in college, and I was in a 4-person apartment, and I was in a state school up in New Hampshire, and a lot of the kids would go home for the weekend. However, me being a New Jersey resident, I wouldn't go home. I went to school up north, and I was hours and hours away from home, so I would stay there. So one weekend, I remember a lot of the school campus, like they all went home, and I remember sleeping. I'm like in my bed, and it's like morning, And I wake up and I'm like laying there and I look up at the ceiling and there's like a spider and it's like start crawling around on the ceiling and it starts kind of like dangling from like a web. And I'm like, oh dear God. I'm like, don't fall. So I'm like sliding on my back, like out of bed like this. I'm like, oh God. I'm like keeping my eye on it. And then I call upstairs, which was an apartment full of girls. And my one friend Rebecca lived up there. I'm like, can you come down here? She's like, I'm sleeping. I'm like, I have a spider on my ceiling and I don't want to kill the thing. I need you to come down here and kill it for me. So I had to call a girl from upstairs to come down and kill the spider for me.
Intense.
And so intense. Yeah, I'm not a fan. However, when I'm home now, because like I'm the father, if there's ever a spider, I have to kill him.
Because you're the man of the house, you have to take care of that.
I have to take care of it. You know what we get here, which to you would laugh at? We get these things called cave crickets.
Cave crickets, those are huge, right?
Yes, also known as like spider crickets. They can be about like that big around, right? They're pretty big. Cheers. And they call them spider crickets because they kind of look like spiders, but they're actual crickets. And these things, they jump at their predators because it startles them. So if you go to try to kill one or something, like it'll jump at you. And dude, yeah, one time my wife called me. She said that there was one in our upstairs bathroom in the shower stall. Like she just closed the door and left it in there. So when I got home, I had to kill it. So I go home and Heist is like, yep, you shouldn't have told the spider story. I figured as much. So I get home and I look in the shower stall, and sure enough, there's this thing. It's like the size of a puppy, just sitting in there, hanging out, smoking a cigarette.
Jeez.
It reminded me of those things from Men in Black, those tiny little aliens that are like,
oh yeah,
yeah, those guys.
Hey man.
Yes, those little guys. So I had to deal with this thing, and I didn't have any sort of raid or spray or anything, so I grabbed like the first kind of spray I could find. I grabbed my wife's hairspray. I'm like, oh, maybe this will make it sticky and slow, and it won't come at me. And I sprayed it, and you can see its antennas just kind of moving around. And then when I went in for the kill, it jumped at me, and I screeched like a girl. And then there's another thing up here. We get house centipedes.
Oh, centipedes are no joke.
But these things, house centipedes. I would take a spider over a house centipede any day of the week. House centipedes are nasty. They don't necessarily bite, but God, those scare the heck out of me.
Yeah, we get centipedes. We have some stuff of nightmares, man. Like I think that some of these things they actually made movies about, like tailless whip scorpions. We have those here in Florida. If you've never seen one of those, you got to Google one later.
What is it called? The Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. No, tailless whip.
Oh, tailless whip scorpion. I thought you said the Taylor Swift scorpion. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, she'll just shake it off.
Shake it off. So bad.
Tailless whip scorpions, vinegaroons. I mean, it's like the stuff of nightmares. Like, there's no reason a bug should look like those things, you know?
Why do you live in Florida?
I was stuck here. That's where my, parents, birthed me, and
that's where they birthed me.
I've never been able to get out of this place, man.
That's where they birthed me.
I would love to go anywhere north of Florida. Trust me.
Not
that I'm hating on Florida. It's just I've seen so much of it for 35 years. I want to see something else.
You're making it sound like you hatched out of one of those pods from Alien.
Yeah, well, I am one of the few mammals. Like I'm kind of like a platypus that actually does come out of an egg. So. True story.
I'm looking at redheaded stepsucker. He's like, you guys are wussies. I got a Bigfoot. I got a 900-pound, half-full human gorillas camping out 900 feet behind my house. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, we get bears, we get panthers, lynx.
Yeah, Florida is. I don't understand why anybody wants to live in Florida. It's hot as heck.
every now and then, like one of the zoos accidentally like lets go of an animal. And now we got like
tigers
running around.
Tigers on the
No joke either.
Tigers in the
a couple years back, king cobras were loose out here.
It's so stupid. How do they let them out of the zoo? Plus, you got to think about it. Like, you've got the whole zoo, right? The outer perimeter of the zoo, and then you got the inner perimeter where all the cages and habitat. So it's like, all right, you know what? We're gonna open this cage and like, come on, tiger, come out this way. Go out that front gate. Like, we let them out. I don't know, man. And it's like, and
some of those student interns, I think, probably just, I don't care. I want to get back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's the stuff of nightmares, man. There's just no reason for it, you know. And you get one of those stories where the king cobra gets out, and you're just like, "Are you kidding me? Now I gotta look out for the king cobra." Like, I've been watching out for spiders and like crocodiles or alligators, actually, and giant Burmese pythons, and now I have to worry about, you know, king cobras.
It's ridiculous.
What else? What else is there? Gremlins now? Like, what's happening?
Well, where would you live if you could live in a different state that you visited or a different city?
I have a lot of family in Kentucky and Ohio.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated those states. I mean, it just seems like it's like, you know, just at least the areas that my family lives in, really laid back, a lot of country. They're like soybean farmers up in Ohio. I would love to do some of that.
Soybean?
Yeah, they've been killing on soybean. One of them was a pig farmer. They had these huge sows. I could picture myself being a farmer.
What if you don't, and you don't have to answer it, but what line of work are you in for the inquiring minds?
Who's the inquiring mind? You?
Yeah. I'm sure the people in the chat would be curious what it is that you do.
I've never answered that question. I've always kind of like pushed it aside. But if you use your best guess, I'm sure you're guessing right.
I'm going to say something with law enforcement.
I'm going to let you guess, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
If you use your best guess, I'm sure that you're right up the alley.
All right.
And the only reason I don't declare, you know, more about myself that way, and anything else is pretty much game on, you know, besides my real name, my social. But as far as work, is I don't know how work would take me doing this and announcing myself that way.
Understood.
That's the only reason.
Does work know that you do this?
No.
Gotcha.
Some people from work do know, and they're on board. They're cool with it. You know what I mean? I have other people that have reached out to me and been like, "Oh man, like that's cool that you're stacking too. So am I. I've been doing it for you." And then, you know, then they're right there in my workplace, which is cool.
Right.
But yeah, I don't tell the masses.
Nobody. But the thing too is, like, you're a family-friendly channel, and what you're doing is like educational. I can't understand for the life of me why your employer, whichever this, field or profession you are in, why they would have an issue with it. If you were staying completely confidential and continued to stay the course as you have been.
Well, I'm going to give out more than I want to here.
You don't have to.
This is for your channel. This is for your channel.
You don't have to, dude. Don't listen. If you don't feel comfortable answering some of that stuff, don't. Honestly.
No, I wouldn't say it if I didn't feel comfortable.
Okay.
But there is a certain degree of security, let's say, for yourself and your family when nobody knows who you are. So I'll say that. Yeah. So that's good for that. And as far as the job goes, there are some issues when it comes to like secondary employment. So if now I know YouTube's not like really a job, but I do make some income on it. Yeah. So there's like kind of a gray line there.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
and not that I'm a big name by any means, and I'm not trying to say that, but
no, but I would consider you to be a big name, especially in the precious metals community. Absolutely, dude.
There's a certain amount of people that like I've gone to like places and they've been like, "Hey, are you Spegtacular?" And I'm like, yeah. Hey, how's it going? Like, you know, I don't want to run into more and more of those people in a bad way, if that makes sense. I love the people that I've met so far, but there's not everybody are as great as those people. You know, there's some real dangerous people out in the world. Right. I'd like to try to avoid that. So there's a security thing and there's also a job thing. And both are weighing on my mind is why I don't, fully disclose everything.
Yeah, I understand. It makes sense. I mean, that's why I don't let my name known. And why when I accidentally doxed myself, man, it took me a couple days to get over that. I was quite upset because, this was like my, what do you call it? My whole gimmick is this helmet on my head. If people know what you look like, and there's like a bunch of people in here who've seen it, then it's like it kind of takes away the mystique or the allure or the curiosity of
Right.
what's underneath that helmet.
It's rough too, because as a channel, like, you'll grow faster by putting your face out there. People love that, to be able to put a face with a voice with a name.
Yeah.
You'd probably have, no joke, you probably have 5,000 subs at least by now. But
if I did not have the helmet on,
yes.
You think so?
Oh yeah. You can watch some of those other channels that are absolutely horrid. Not so much stacking channels, but like other things on YouTube. And these people are terrible. They don't even know what they're talking about.
And they have a lot, right?
Because they have their face out there. People can connect with them.
Right.
And it just, I'll sub to that person.
Right. I hear you. So you're saying, you're making the case for me to take my helmet off.
Yeah, but then you shouldn't as well. I'm just saying that, popularity wise, you'll be more popular.
Yeah.
But having some fun, that's the reason why I do it too, is I have fun on here. I like connecting with people. I don't need to be a famous YouTuber. You know what I mean? I like doing what I do. I like connecting with people. I like chatting with people. I like seeing what they get. I like them to see what I get, so we all grow as a community.
Yeah. East Coast Prospecting is here. What's up, buddy?
What up, East Coast Prospecting?
By the way, East Coast, that was great of you on Tuesday night coming through in the clutch with those last minute giveaways, dude. ECP, hit me up in the email if you have any interest in doing any sponsored giveaways for the charity event that Guido and I are doing on June 25th. I made that announcement earlier during the stream. And so definitely check that out, ECP. So if you want, send me a note and you and I can try to coordinate. We've already gotten, what do you call it? Bold Precious Metals is sponsoring it. We've gotten a couple of donations for giveaways from a few other channels, which it will be a great night. So count you in. Okay, ECP, we'll talk. Send me an email and then I can fill you in on the details, dude. It'll be a lot of fun, dude. And that was awesome. Again, that dude, you made it a lot of fun. What was I?
Big shout out to Guido Stacking, by the way. Like
5K.
I had no idea this guy even existed up until somehow we ended up, connecting a little bit about a sticker trade.
Yeah.
And seems like a really cool guy, man. And
he's an awesome guy.
Yeah. And like that kind of goes back to what you were saying, how it's like flooded with what we're doing.
Yep.
And sometimes these people just get looked over because there's just so many others out there.
Yep. And but he's a big channel. He
really is
over 5K.
Yeah.
But that's true. Like you'll stumble across, like I only came across Silver Seeker. He's a coin hunter. I don't know if you've ever seen him.
I've heard the name. Yep.
But like, see, like he's got like 6,000 or 7,000 subs. I came across him fairly recently. There's
just so many.
But a lot.
Eventually we'll all connect. It's just how it's going to happen. We'll eventually all get there together.
Yes. But Guido's a great guy. He does a lot of stuff with charity. Barbara's saying Guido is groovy.
He is groovy. He's groovy, baby.
Stacking the Packet says, men are a dime a dozen. Endless. They have been graded and slabbed. Red and Black Dog Guidos were the first vids I started watching.
There you go.
Yeah, Guido, he was one of the earlier channels that I came across. His famous slogan, he says, "What is up, guys?" He says it like this. He goes, "What is up, guys?" And then he goes into his whole thing. He has this long dramatic pause before he says the word guys. So I told him I want to see a 20-minute video where he says, "What is up?" And then the whole video is just dead air for like 19 minutes. And then he ends it with guys. And then he ends the video.
Yeah, I like that.
So going back now again to your aliens and stuff and your Predator and everything like that. So you like some 80s movies, but you said you like the 90s movies better.
Well, as we begin talking about it, I didn't realize that my, let's call it my vocabulary or my knowledge of 80s videos were so decent. You know what I mean? I actually know quite a bit.
Yeah, see that? Look, man. And you were saying, I don't know if I could be of any value. I'm like, no, you probably know a lot. Total Recall. That was a good one.
Total Recall.
But that was like early 90s.
With the 3 boobs.
Oh. Gotta love that. I remember the part 2 where he's like his helmet comes off or something and his face starts to shrivel all up. Mason Tricks Commando is awesome. In fact, Mason, isn't that Commando? Isn't that Top Gun ECP is a good one? Mason Tricks. Isn't that his name in Commando? Isn't it like Mason or something like that? I don't know. But that was cool too that Sal came on earlier. I was surprised by that. I'm looking at the list here. You said Foxfire. I guess
he's a cool guy. And what I like about Sal, since we're going to talk about him, is that he actually does a lot for smaller channels to support them. You know what I mean? Just by him commenting on a video that you do.
Yes.
That brings a lot of support and shows that he's not just on his high horse.
Yes, he is not. He is down to earth. Hangs out with anybody else. He is an awesome dude. He had me on his show for his interview series.
Seen that.
Let's see here. Michael I. Wait, we are back on topic of the 80s. ADD is kicking back in storm. It's been a 3-hour stream, and we spoke about movies for 20 minutes. I know. Because what happens is you start chatting with the person that's on the live stream with you, and then you start looking at the people in the live chat, and they're bringing up different things, and then it's kind of like how so Goonies. Let's talk about Goonies. Now, Goonies was in my little B-roll for.
I love you, Chuck.
No, oh yeah, he does say that at the end. But I was expecting the "Hey, you guys" from you.
Rocky Road.
And then you have to end it with his laugh. He goes,
You do the laugh for me.
I like the part where he's sees him eating baby Ruth, and he's like, Ruth, baby Ruth. He goes, Sloth loves Chunk.
I love you, Chunk.
Yeah, he's like, Echo. Yeah, that's a great movie.
You could almost do the Bobcat voice on that. Yeah,
it could a little bit. I'm curious if there's a bad lip reading video on Goonies.
Oh, I love those bad lip readings.
Oh, my favorite has got to be the Republican debate, like the one with Ben Carson and everything. If you haven't checked that out, you need to. The 2016 Republican debate.
I think I have seen that one. My favorite's the inauguration day for Trump.
I'll have to watch it.
Oh, you
have to watch it. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. I just got to rewatch them.
Oof, it's funny. And Obama's just ruthless, man. He's just beating down Trump in that video.
I have to watch it. Oh, Beetlejuice, Tanya. Yes. That's a good comedy.
Beetlejuice.
Love that one. That's what's his face? That's a Tim Burton. That's a Tim Burton classic.
That was Tim Burton, huh? Directing that? Wow.
Yep. Tim Burton's first movie was Pee-wee's Big Adventure with Pee-wee Herman. See? You're pretty good at it.
I tried to watch I think it was, and I say newer, but it was new to me at the time. There was a Pee-wee Herman that was on Netflix. It was so awkward. It was hard for me to watch.
I was gonna watch it because I was just curious, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't think
it wasn't like I remembered him with the couch and stuff, and or chair, whatever it was, and doing his funny stuff. It just seemed like it was very, I don't know how to word it other than awkward.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all washed up and everything, and they're like,
not for me.
And like you said, they're doing all these remakes and everything. They're probably banking on people like you and me and others to, do the
nostalgia.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I'm just waiting for the Buck Rogers and that kind of stuff to start coming back. I'm sure that's going to be a new show on TV pretty soon. What's Buck Rogers? I don't even know what that is.
I don't. I haven't watched that.
Well, before Star Wars, I think we had some Buck Rogers action.
Yeah. See, you're saying you can't do 80s, but now you're talking like 70s and stuff.
That might even be earlier than that's really early. I know a little bit from a little bit. I'm a jack of all trades, but I don't specialize in any one area. Gotcha.
I'm looking at these are anybody like you two. I'm just looking at some of the comments. So Speg.
Here I am.
We are approaching.
Yeah, we are.
2 hours.
I got the dirty look from my eye, or from my wife's eye, a couple times.
Yeah. So
she's letting me know how long I've been on this too.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm going to start wrapping up too. Did you have guys? For those of you, for whatever reason, if any of you are not familiar with Spegtacular, You got to check out his channel. Great dude. He's a funny guy. You're going to be seeing a video tomorrow. He sent me something in a mail call. He's an amazing artist. So definitely check out the video that's dropping tomorrow. And Speg, do you have anything you want to say to the audience before we end the broadcast?
No, and I appreciate you talking about my artwork. I did take art in school for quite some time, a lot of pottery, a lot of drawing, a lot of perspective stuff. So I appreciate you seeing that artwork is actually good. And I'm excited to kind of show people, because I've never actually shown anybody my art before. So actually your channel will show my art before anybody else's.
Oh, really? So it's like your first premiere of your art.
It is. I've kind of wanted to keep that secret a little bit in my life. So
oh wow, I'm just want to tell them, I'll give them a hint. It has to do with Star Wars, but guys, you got to check it out though. I won't get into too much detail, but I mean, his X-wing, his A-wing, his B-wing, his Y-wing are awesome. His it's awesome imagery, dude.
Thank you very much.
Bravo.
I do appreciate that. So I'm excited. Tomorrow that's going to air for you then, huh?
Yeah, it'll be on there tomorrow. Check it out. I put your link in the description. It will pop up. I think I have it set to, I want to say 7 or 8 a.m. our time, I think, scheduled to go.
Okay, I'll be up.
So check it out. You're in there. I appreciate you sending that, buddy. And I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me. I was thinking it wasn't a good idea, but it turned out to be okay, I think.
It was a bad idea to go on this Stormtrooper guy's show. I don't know what it's going to do for my image.
It was really good when Sal was here, but then when I had to just try to, entertain you, it started really dipping off. I seen the numbers drop and everything.
Oh, nah, you're
I can't
good.
actually even see the chat. I don't know what happened. I wish I could see the chat.
They're just saying, Stormy, you're nerding out. Didn't your wife talk to you about that? Stacking and packing. My wife's given up. She's given up.
Yeah, mine's probably given up too.
Yeah, it's at this point, dude. She doesn't watch any of my videos either. My wife, she watches the day in the life ones because the kids are in it. Other than that, she couldn't care less.
Isn't that weird? My wife's the same way. She if I put it on and kind of force feed it to her, she'll have to watch it. But yeah, she doesn't really go out of her way. It's not her thing. I guess I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Then it keeps. This is my hobby, and she's got her thing.
Yeah,
all
good.
So listen, brother. Thanks again. I appreciate you. All of you who decided to stick by me through this shift in my channel's direction. I appreciate all of you so much. Had a great time with you guys. If any of you are interested in coming on for future streams, let me know. Shoot me an email. Make sure you subscribe to Spegtacular on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to me on Instagram. And remember to keep your childhood memories alive, and long live the Empire.